Pisces, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for June 29th through the 5th of July. My name is Athen. We've got a full moon this week in your 10th house of work, career, and everything on that public level, which is where Pluto's been transiting actually for the past many years, restructuring and changing that part of your life. So here the key with Pluto is always being open to change and having non-attachment. So I would really recommend that this week. I think it's going to be highlighted with this full moon happening within, 4 or 5 degrees of Pluto. So this opposition too with the sun and moon is involving Mars. So there's a lot of this balancing energy this week, and I would say certainly, while there's perhaps some culmination and awareness and things culminating perhaps over the past 6 months in relation to the career, public life, or legacy or long-term things in your life, there's also this energy and awareness and passion perhaps that you have relating to the home and family, domestic, and roots part of life here, down here at the bottom of the chart. Now, the sun and Mars, they actually like to be up here. So the energy, you'll notice, is probably lower this month. And what you'll want to do is just channel that energy into the domestic emotional side of life, while at the same time balancing that with whatever these career things are unfolding, or wherever that energy is, or the changes that are happening in regards to that 10th house. So this is the classic example of balancing career and domestic life and realizing that they're actually one and the same thing. They're two things that we value. And so finding how they both meet, how the home life can be incorporated with, or even the emotional life can be incorporated with the career public life and vice versa. So that's on Wednesday. This is also a culmination of the new moon energy of the 3rd and 4th house, which is where we had that new moon right on the cusp here about 2 weeks ago. So anything new you started off in regards to that home and family, but also with the communications or learning aspect of life, or the way you're thinking or the practical side of things, that can also be a culmination period as well. This is Wednesday. Now, coming into the week on Monday, Venus will be trining up to Uranus. So here, while she's conjunct up to Jupiter, they're going to go exact on Wednesday, by the way. So really, Monday through Thursday, this conjunction, especially in the 5th house, is actually quite nice. So everything involving fun, playfulness, children, romance, creativity, entrepreneurship, is where these opportunities have been for almost the past year with Jupiter here. Now conjoining up to Venus, I'm sure recently perhaps you've been enjoying the self-expressive, playful, and creative side of life, or at least can be. And Venus is also the ruler of that 3rd house of communications as well, so maybe some opportunities with that. Also rules your 8th, opportunities with the ebb and flow transformations of life, and even enjoying the working career stuff, because of course Jupiter does rule your 10th house, and it being your ruler, all in all, I think just you should be feeling quite good, looking quite good, just wanting to connect and expand your horizons, especially in the Venusian way, which is through the essential pleasures, through connections, maybe through relationships, communicating, socializing, things like that. Maybe even enjoying the material values of life as well. So anyways, that conjunction for the first half of this week on Monday will be trining up to Uranus. So all this stuff with this liberation, this new you that's been changing since, especially, over the past many years, but I would say recently since that eclipse energy involving that 1st house of yours. There's this newfound you, newfound freedom, and all of that is now very much supporting these 5th house things that are certainly in flow for you this week. So then on Wednesday, the full moon, Wednesday, Thursday, we have the sun trining up to your secondary ruler, Neptune. So this is actually a nice part of the middle week for more of these home, family, emotional, domestic side of life, which is supported by going with the flow and trusting, which is, tapping into your intuition, which is just stuff that comes natural to you Pisceans, and, connecting to the now moment, presence, meditation, relaxation, all these behind the scenes activities, which has also been very healing for you with Chiron there. Also, Wednesday, Thursday, Mars will be squaring up to the North Node, reminding you that this whole life path of the year is about relationships, one-on-one connections, and improving, that perspective on the way you see relationships in that part of your life there, which is Virgo, and putting energy into that now this week, with Mars, and just bringing observational conscious awareness of the 7th house matters, especially with all this Uranus activity. Uranus is in pretty well aspect this week, so There's this, freedom, which is really being highlighted. I think just remembering the considerations of your relationships and others will be important. Now, Thursday and then all the way through Sunday, Mercury will be forming a lot of sextiles with the other planets, sextile from Uranus here. So opportunities here to mix things up with the way you see things. I think you've learned a lot about the way you think, communicate, things like that. And even perhaps relating to home, family, and your relationships, which now can be very freeing and very liberating, actually, this later part of the week. On Friday, Mercury squares up to Chiron. So I think, getting that rest and relaxation will be an important consideration, that meditative time. I think through that, specifically on Friday, though, I think you'll find that very healing. Then over the weekend, Mercury sextiles up to that conjunction with Venus and Jupiter, really magnifying that fun, joy, playfulness. I think it's a fantastic weekend for everything creative, anything that has to do with self-expression, fun, joy, things like that. And I think with that Mercury sextile, I think you can learn quite a bit about those matters as well. So that's the weekend. Also on the weekend, Saturn is going retrograde back into your 8th house, which is where you've had him for the past 3 years up until the later part of last year. So helping you discipline the ebb and flow of life, what life is truly about, the meaningful things. Think back to that 3-year time period of what you've been building and structuring in your life about the things that are really meaningful to you, and what life is truly about there. So that discipline and hard work and structure for the next couple months will be available for you to put into that 8th house stuff. Also, shared resources is seen from the 8th house, or income that comes from other people, just things that whether material or not come from other people, and deeper connections and things like that. So whatever that's been, the maturity, responsibility there for the next couple months will be an important consideration. This will be this weekend, but I think transitioning slowly over next week as well. So Pisces, I hope you have a nice one. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're new to this form of astrology, do check out masteringthezodiac.com or the description down below, because this is different from traditional Western astrology. And have a good one. Talk to you next time.